Hello everyone, IanXIlyana here. Another day in Los Angeles, nothing to see here. I still don't have my disability benefits, so stuck in this town. Over the weekend, they had a disco party, and because of my PTSD, of course I didn't go. I love disco. And, I've gone to park outings before, and for the most part, they have the sheriffs there. I mean, it's relatively safe, but I've just been so affected lately, so upset that I don't want to participate in anything. For a second, I said, well, I'm a musician. Why don't I just go out and perform? But it just made me uncomfortable. Today, going outside, I don't know what is going on with these people. Like, why the fuck are you always trying to time things so that whether I go out, you go out too? It's just creepy. It doesn't make me feel like super connected to anything or happy. It creeps me out. But anyway, I go outside, and yesterday there was a dog there. Like, I don't know. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? I'm willing to suspend disbelief if you can explain to me how a dog opened a locked door, then got into an elevator, pressed the floor that I'm on, and then hopped off without help. It didn't. So let's just be honest there. I mean, I was born at night, not last night. Born at Night is a song that I have. The dog wasn't super aggressive, so I just walked the other way. I wasn't gonna bother. Like, I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of these LA stunts, because these LA stunts don't turn into, here's $1 million for the stunt that you just experienced. It's just psychological torture, and when you live in LA, it's just psychological torture all the time. Hello there, Rink. How are you? How are you? Welcome to my chat. A lot of people said hi. That's all you people say. But thank you so much for coming into my channel. I'm IanXIlyana. I'm an environmentalist, a human rights activist, future Canadian. I say future Canadian because right now I'm not a Canadian, but technically I am. Like, if I really had to, be petty about it, I would just say, no, I really am Canadian. I'm more Canadian than most of you people who pretend to be Canadian. Look, people have been living there for centuries, but then there are people who were living there for thousands of years. And the land doesn't really belong to anyone. It kind of just belongs to itself. So it's a little weird to just put on that little title that means that you can live there but not there. It's just weird to me. I live in Los Angeles. Today when I went outside, I just didn't move fast enough. I just didn't. So now I have a female neighbor, and because of my PTSD, it ticks me off. It just ticks me off. Like, I don't care that she's old. I don't care that, that for the most part, she just ignores me. I just say, you know what, it's LA. LA women have been very bold. So I see her coming out, so I go back into my apartment, and just as I'm going back into my apartment, two people rush my apartment, and it's just, why? Why? Is my name Tom Holland? A clue? No. Is my name Tom Hardy? A clue? No. Hello, Saffron. How are you? Yeah, another day where I'm sorry, Clint had it, he's very suggestive. But Clint had it that, hey, remember those good times of you singing and performing on YouTube and just being a goofball and having fun? Well, those days are just gone because every time that I try to have a second to myself, it's just ruined by this stupid city. Because they don't want me to be happy. They want other people to be happy, pretending to be me. Hi, Mac. Saffron, I'm glad to hear that someone out there is doing well because, I'm upset. Because I'm looking at Tom Hiddleston. I'm all about the Toms today. And Tom Hiddleston is in a new Stephen King film, and it's literally me. Because when I'm alone and in my own element, I live in my own musical. I sing, I dance. I mean, I dance on a leg that's completely ruined by the military, so it just wobbles in a circle. But I still smile and cry through the pain inwardly. But then I have to rush all the way back because there's always people in my way and I don't have a clear path to just enjoy by myself. I'm sick of it. I don't know what's going to become of this channel. I really don't, because it's countdown to Canada. I'm very honest. At the end of this month, I have to decide, do I want a 4K resolution monitor or do I want to maybe live somewhere else? Priorities, I know. I had to prioritize, do I want food? And I had to say to myself, yeah, I think that restlessness is hunger. Sure, the anxiety makes me extremely anorexic, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't eat. I don't care how anxious I am, shove the food down my fucking throat because I need nutrition. I need sunlight, and this stupid city deprives me of both of those things because they just can't behave. If it isn't, we're gonna do stunts, I'm like, am I on a set? Am I on a set? Because I'm not on a set. I know you call it a set because you put the little LI Film Council. No, I'm sorry, not LI. It's LA Film Council, LI, Long Island. LA Film Council. Oh, wow. What a Freudian slip there. LA Film Council notices everywhere to say, we could be filming, and it's just, I don't care. I really don't. Like, if Tom Hiddleston literally wants to dance like me for a few seconds, the guy's a daddy now. It's just like, he's clearing up, vomit off his sleeve from his kid. If he wants to dance around, he can dance around. But I'm just a regular person and I want to dance around by myself. I want to have a nice, easy walk with my lady, my dog. Because sometimes she wants to dance. And I don't know. I mean, it's a tough decision. It's a really tough decision. It's a tough decision because I just bought an Amazon Fire Stick 4K resolution, and guess what? It doesn't work on anything that I have, really. It doesn't. It doesn't. So it's just not compatible with anything. And I guess the moral of that story is, because I ended up just plugging it into the only other TV that I have, but it's it's a lower resolution. It's a lower resolution. And I say life in LA is a lower resolution. It really is. Sure, I have an apartment by myself. I cook my own meals. I don't have friends bugging me to go out and do things with them. And for that, I am actually kind of grateful, because I do like my alone time. At the same exact time, I don't go out and do anything where I could make friends. I mean, there is that thing of, I make music, I make lots of music, I make expensive music, because I do a lot of covers, because when I hear music, I hear very, very different arrangements. And then I make those arrangements into reality, and then I post them on the internet. It's my art therapy. It's like a little Sudoku puzzle for me. But then I don't perform them. I don't perform my original music. So it's like really weird. I'm a musician, but I don't perform, because I have PTSD. So it would just be extremely uncomfortable for me to do so. And it's summer, so summer comes early in California. I have a whole lot of Pride songs for Pride Month coming up. Everything from Britney Spears to CeeLo Green. I don't like this life. I can't connect to this life. I don't get it. Like, this city is so weird, because it's all in my face of, there's this whole network of television shows and movies and things and franchises that, a person can be a part of, but there's also weird women attacking you on the subway or the buses, or weird women, showing up nearby you. And don't think for a second it isn't strategic that my new neighbor is now female. I mean, they finally got rid of the guy that was bringing the floozies over, but now they just parked a woman there. And she has every right to be there. She has every right to be there. I don't want to be that person that says, I take away someone else's right. I just want to restore my own dignity. And by doing so, I just have to say, where are my disability benefits so I can live by myself? Hello, Southwest. How are you? I already spoke to my lawyers and told them, look, I'm not doing any more meetings. I'm just not. It's called, you're the lawyers, you solve this for me. You want your money, you want your money off of my pain and suffering. And I say this with love, because, my legal team has been doing something. It hasn't gotten to the point where I need it to, but they're at least trying, I think, to do something, but they're not exactly as communicative as now. But I communicated to them that, no, I won't be doing any more of these back and forth meetings, because it just, every time they say, oh, this is the last meeting, or, oh, we have everything we need, But that's not the case because they lose my paperwork, or I don't know. It's like the VA doesn't want veterans to have benefits. And then I'm reading that veterans aren't getting loans anymore. And the whole reason I'm trying to push them is so I can afford a house. Because a house is at least, you live by yourself. You live by yourself. At least if I lived in, I don't even want to say if I lived in veteran housing, because if I lived in veteran housing, that's a retirement home. And right now, considering the median age of the people that live here, I mean, that's just how things are. And I'm not that. I'm a super active person, even with my disgustingly wobbly knee that goes in circles and just gives out on occasion. I still want to be active. These are the years when I'm supposed to be active. And instead of being active, it's, can I just make music? Stuck in this stupid neighborhood where they wouldn't even appreciate it. They wouldn't like it. That's what my life is now. And they wonder why I don't smile and I'm not happy. And now all of my album artwork is just a bloody bandage. Because that's what life is right now. There's no beauty, there's no color, there's nothing. I go out, I walk my dog, I scoop some dog shit, and then that's it. And then I come back to this place, wash my hands thoroughly. And then I do a little podcast, and that's the sum of my existence, because the people in LA refuse to behave. And I'm not asking them not to do anything that is that extravagant. I'm just saying, could you not grope or talk to me in public? I'm a perfect stranger to you, just don't grope or talk to me in public. Like, there's no need to. I'm not a family member, I'm not your responsibility, I'm just a stranger. Let me be a stranger to you. Keep your fucking hands to yourself, and that's it. And by the way, hello Motion. Hi. I'm trying to talk to my fans, and I mean, you are my fans. It's just, I don't know what to say. You're stressed. I'm stressed. I feel stressed. I mean, I thought of maybe started doing some yoga in what I guess is the space that I have right now, because that's just how it is. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Notion, remember, you can always take a break from the internet. I hate to say it, but I think I might take a break for the week. I'm just not feeling the vibe of LA. I'm not feeling the vibe of the internet. I want to thank Clint for reaching out to me and, you know, asking if I was okay. And I couldn't respond because, I mean, he deals with things too. So it's not as if he doesn't have a frame of reference, but I was just so disturbed by the events on Friday where, you know, I have this perfect stranger just outside my place, and it's not my place. That's the problem. If I have a house, I can say, you know what? This is my property. Get the fuck off my property. But because I just rent here, And it wasn't during business hours. Anyone can just block my doorway, anyone can just roam the hallways, anyone can just do anything. And sure, I could call the police, but the police will say, well, I mean, you have to be the owner of the building in order to lodge a complaint. So I have to tell the VA and tell my lawyers, that's what I need. I need my disability benefits so I can be that person. And say that. I can't even get the phone to balance. People today is absolutely correct. You know, I did that live conversation with Clint the other day, and all I can think about is, where is the growth in America at the very least? Where is this epiphany that there is better technology, there is more health, there is something better just around the corner if we just make some changes? And I didn't know that. Well, still welcome to my chat. I try not to curse too much, but you know, always check with your family if it's okay for you to be here, because I do talk about my military sexual trauma. I do talk about PTSD and what it is to be a handicapped person. But I appreciate anyone who comes into the channel, and if anything, at least at that particular juncture in your life, you might start to look at the world and say, I need to make some serious changes in my life, in my personality, in how I deal with things, because you don't want to end up like me. I was a loser, and therefore I joined the military, and the military abused me, and now I'm worse. I'm absolutely worse. Because now I know the truth about the world on so many levels, and I can never reinsert myself back into the civilian world. It's beyond me at this point. When you join the military, you get exposed to a lot of things, a lot of truths about how the world works, how it operates, and some people, they can walk that line between the two worlds and go back and forth. I crossed the line, and I looked back at what was on the other side, and I didn't want it either. So where does that leave me? I mean, it's summer in this blasted fucking town. I mean, summer pretty much all the way through the Northern Hemisphere, but it's a really southern latitude. The days are long, the nights are miserable because there's that fucking food truck. Sorry for cursing, but yeah, it's gonna happen. And that's my last apology for it, just so you know. But yeah, there's a food truck outside, and it has a megaphone. I don't want that kind of life, and I don't understand why veteran affairs are like, you look brown, let's put you on a reservation. Because this is what that is. You can call it, oh, well, this is a thriving Latino community, whatever, don't call it that. It's a reservation. It's a reservation. You are a little bit Americanized, but we all live on a reservation. Which is why these people, on occasion, do chafe against the American government. They chafe against oppression. And thank you, Motion. I appreciate that. And I do have some good music coming out right now, like some really good dance songs. Like, I'm super proud of the music that I'm making these past few days. It's expensive because I like to do covers. I like making my own music, obviously, but I really like making covers because all the elements are there. Like, it's a finished product to begin with, but then it's what's new about it. I did a punk rock version of It's Gonna Be Me by NSYNC. And I don't know if you know that, but NSYNC was a really, really cool band. They were like One Direction, but different, I guess. Either way, I have that on the way. I have a lot of good music coming out. I'm exhausted because I have nightmares. And so I don't sleep. And so I'm essentially an insomniac. And I'm super stressed. And there's just no reason for that. So I'm going to do what any self-respecting person will do. I'm glad that you have that many subscribers. I mean, it's important to people. And thank you for the people that came in and gave likes. You know, it's not the same exact thing as getting my disability benefits, but knowing that there's anyone out there who understands what it means to want to be a hero, you join the military, and they just betrayed me. They may have had reasons for it, but I have half a life. I really do have a terrible life because of it. Because if I'm really not going to share it with someone, could I not share it with someone on Mars? Could I have that as an option instead of not sharing it with a person, but surrounded by a pretty much old folks home? Like, I'm not expecting like the cast of Friends to show up in a reincarnated version. I'm just saying I would like to just maybe be in a younger, hipper area. Not that I'm that young. I'm really not. I mean, I have some salt to go with all this pepper. I didn't even know that Tom Hardy and I are pretty much around the same age. I just assumed that he was just a hunk. Either way, bye, bye. I still have one more Venom film to watch for extra credit. So I'll probably watch that today to try and cheer myself up. I like him. I think he's a cool guy. Anyway, my name is IanXIlyana. I hate LA. I really do. I have this thing that if they're holding up my disability benefits, then the world has to be a better place. So as much as I want to take a break and not do this podcast, I still think it's important, because it's not just me who's hurting by myself. There are thousands, if not millions of people affected by military sexual trauma throughout the many generations that we've had in the armed forces. And they're not being heard because they're hurt and they don't do podcasts. I'm hurt, I do podcasts because I guess I'm more assertive and I can't, even through trauma, take that out of my personality. I'm very vain, so my self-opinion of myself can never really dip too low because I'm kind of awesome. And every time I make a brand new song or do a cover in a brand new way that you've never heard before, I remind myself that even through my military sexual trauma, I'm better than that fucking cunt that sexually abused me in the United States Air Force. Because she was such a miserable person, she had to inflict that misery on other people. I'm a miserable person and I just make cool EDM. Thank you everyone for coming by. Hope to see you on another podcast, and I have no idea when that's going to be because it's always my decision.